Yo, 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 yo.
There you go.
Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm with my friend here.
Yeah.
So we've been doing...
Friend? I feel like that's such a downgrade. Because I wrote mom was in the car, brother.
Brother. Okay, yeah. Okay,
Brothers.
yeah. I'm with my brother here.
There we go.
Come on now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just doing a calculation. 13 years,
Yeah.
2009. That was a 15-year-old stretch.
That's half my life.
That was a 15-year-old stretch. And what was happening to you at that time? We were at a youth group.
Yeah.
Yes.
OBC, right?
I think it was OBC. No, it was
there
CFAN.
It was CFAN. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so yeah, we've been, since then, I've been checking on a brother, you know? Checking on a brother. So we've moved from me just checking on you to you becoming my artist.
Yes.
To us also being a group together,
Yeah.
group mate as well.
Yes.
So mentor, friend, group mate. Now, I just want to check on you, and I also just want us to share our thing live. I don't know if people ever got to hear an interaction with us or anything like.
Maybe not on an individual level. Can you imagine?
Yeah. So yeah. What? How did that feel like? What's the history? What are we beefing now? What's happening? Because talk to me. Like, what's happening?
Hey, yo, General. That's the way you talk to you. Okay. So, yeah, man, it's just like thinking about it, like 13 years.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And you mentioned all these different stages that we're at, man. So I don't even know where to start. It's all it's like
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
yeah.
What's your fondest memory of us?
The one that comes to mind immediately was I don't know which birthday of mine it was, but you came over to the crib and introduced me to Owl City. Do you remember that? Yeah. Yes. I remember that a lot because that had a huge influence on my sound subsequently, because I remember the next project I did was weird and really based off of that sound. Till this day, I still reference Owl City a lot. So, yeah.
That was maybe 16, 17?
2016? That was earlier.
16, I mean,
Oh,
you were
age.
turning 16 or
Yes,
17.
I think it was 16. So,
Yeah.
man, that was...
And I just discovered those Owl City, and I was just like, whoa, man, Stretch would love to hear this thing.
Yeah.
It was your birthday. Oh,
It
that's
was,
crazy.
yes, I remember.
So I remember a time, I think you were 17. So we just got the group together, and I was like, I think it was the first time we went to the studio.
Yeah.
And I remember that time.
Place, right?
By Kunda's joint.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
here's the funniest thing. So the dynamic was you guys were meeting each other. Like,
Dude, for
the first time. I got the group together, but some of the guys were meeting each other for the very first time.
Yes.
But that's, again, that studio was like a studio.
Yes.
So it had like side B, side C, it had the whole deck and everything, and you were wilding.
Yeah.
You were like, wild. I'm like, Stretch. You're acting like a kid. It's like, dude, I'm 17. I'm 17. I'm a kid. Like, bro, like I'm like, you're embarrassing us. I'm like, dude, I have the right to. I'm 17.
Like, how old is this kid?
Remember that? What was going on through your mind that time?
Because I was just like coming off my first CD, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That Up in the City record.
Yeah.
And I did that in the study room over there. So then now I'm seeing, I did it with a cheap mic and all of that. Now all of a sudden, I'm where it's at. You know, this is like, so then that was huge. That was huge for me. Like a teenager.
I'm 17. I'm allowed to. I'm like, yeah, but he got a point there. That's what was going on in my head. It's like, he has a point.
Yeah, because I mean, it would all get demystified eventually.
Yeah. So here's the craziest thing. So I'm 23. You're 15. We kick it off, and you are like a ball of talent, and I'm also talented as well. Like, what were your first impressions with me? Like, even though
I think just that experience of us melting together. I think that was an Avengers moment before there was an Avengers, because you had introduced me to you had been on my record.
Yeah.
Remember on that CD? So then I'd already had like a lot of respect for your artistry. But then you introduced me to Malcolm, Obi, all these guys. So
I also took you to, I don't know if you remember this, like I took you to the Banghai guys way before they were Banghai. Yeah,
way before so then Francois and their nephew and all. Then I was putting names to faces, and it was a really cool experience, because I think that was like a big step in me just like getting into the burgeoning industry at the time. So, and what, I was 17 at the time?
Yeah.
That was huge.
Crazy, man.
Guys, that was half my lifespan ago.
Yeah, so like what have I ever done for you? I'm ripping off. Ripping off early. What have I ever like done for you, like, or give advice I've given you that was like, this thing pissed you off at first.
Oh.
Then you later was like, no, but he had a point.
I think there was, I don't know whether it was a particular conversation rather than an attitude.
Yeah.
I think at the beginning I've evolved so much as a person.
Yeah.
I was definitely on the more risk averse and conservative side.
Yeah.
And you were just the risk taker, the faith guy, just go for it.
Yeah.
We don't have the entire plan, but let's just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I think there were a bit, there's a polarity in that sense.
Yeah.
Especially from the beginning.
Yeah.
So me just seeing this guy, I'm like, this guy is gonna run into a ditch eventually.
It had its dangers. I get what you're saying. Like you are more like, okay, let's get a plan together.
Wait, what are we doing?
What's the blueprint? Then at first, I think I've grown up a lot since then, but there's also an element of, I think what was very beneficial for that season was like, let's just go.
Exactly.
Let's just go. I think some of the things, just remembering what you're saying, was the moment. So I met you probably a year into becoming a Christian. So you had been a Christian for a minute.
Yes.
And at that time, you also had lost a friend who was a very devout, very heavy, and for me, May Chris, man.
Shout out. Big shout out.
So, just learning about May Chris, learning about you guys, and having this burden for guys. I don't know, like where I'm from, people don't know that all of this stuff in Christianity and all this stuff, but also all this stuff they're preaching to me about having faith, running out, taking it there. I'm like, guys, if having faith is having faith, let's do it,
I get it.
Yeah, so I was like really taking the word for what the word was and all the preaching and stuff, just to, find out that, not everybody's, people preach, but not everybody's running after. So that was a crazy thing, but man, it was a good time. I think also while you're young, it's nice to take risks. What do you think?
Exactly. No, I think what happened for me is maybe I'm growing in the opposite direction.
Okay.
Like I started out being the super conservative, plan needing, but like, as you know, recently I just took a trip to Zambia and I had to have that exact attitude to make it happen. To be like, not everything's in place. Let's go. Yeah. So that has been my personal lesson to literally become more like that.
Yeah.
Because everything's a happy balance. Everything's a happy medium. I've got the planliness on lock. That's what I grew from.
Yeah.
But having the courage to step out and say, okay, I know this thing looks crazy.
Yeah.
But there is enough for it to be done, and just literally giving it up to God and not, literally not playing God and just give it to Him, because what is it? A friend of mine sent me a scripture while I was gone as well. Yeah, he said it's a proverb. Yeah. the steps of a man are directed by the Lord. How then can he understand his own way? So
Sure, that's powerful.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
hit me at a very good place. I was like, So yeah, I think at the time,
Yeah.
back then, I was like, nah, you just he's. I mean, I was with it. I was running. I'm like, that's his strength. Let him do it.
Yeah.
But then it's now on the other side. I'm like,
yeah. I remember. Yeah, I think one of the things, if I could be honest with you, and I've probably shared with you that it was an obvious frustration.
Yeah.
There are times when I was like, yo, this is a faith thing.
yes,
Let's go.
just go.
And you are like, no.
Yeah. yeah.
It's a faith thing, man. We gotta go.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I need to. Nah, you don't know. We need to. Nah,
Yeah.
nah,
Yeah.
nah. I was
And
like,
I think it's fine because that's where I legitimately was at
Yeah.
the time, and
Yeah.
you know, we have to grow into these things.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. And you're a lot more daring. To the point, I'm even checking up on you and just asking you, yo, man, you in Zambia? Yo, what's happening? You good? Like you, yeah, man. Talk to this person. Talk to this person. But
Yeah.
I liked like you navigated that place very well. So what did you?
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Was the trip we took to Zambia as Excalibur helpful in like changing perception? Like, what was that trip like when we took that trip?
That the original one, I think we didn't get to go around a lot. So I think it did its part in just letting me know way beforehand that such a thing is possible.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll tell you what that trip did. Remember when we went there and we really got humbled
Yeah, because we got
by
there,
the talent. Remember the talent?
Yeah, because guys were there freestyling
Sure.
and just like
The dancing level, dude, that was like okay, God, why did you send us here? Like you clearly did not need us to add anything because the level of talent that was there was insane at that time.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
For sure.
Yeah.
That was, I think, that was more of a learning experience for us than us, contributing to that thing. It was like God saying, okay, watch. This is what I need. This is where I'm taking you type of thing to these levels.
So you're saying like with faith moves and stuff, like right now you're kind of like, okay, oh, wow, I moved to this person, but it took maybe learning from me and a few other people to kind of go, okay, this is what it means. Yes. Sometimes you fall, sometimes you get it, sometimes you move forward. Yeah, that's kind of What else you got from me, like, which is like
a big thing, I think, is, I mean, in addition to the faith thing, which is it's definitely a huge thing, but also just I think maintaining family relations, and I don't mean family as in like blood. I mean just like this. I think
snap, man.
Yeah, because like in life, you don't have to be checking on people. You don't have to. No one's forcing you. You know? And there are times where it won't even, well, to your immediate mind anyway, it won't even benefit you. Yeah. But then you do it anyway because, and then you're pouring into a person. I think that's what I'll say. Pouring into somebody.
Yo, that's crazy.
I had to. I'm definitely learning. From you in that regard. To just say like, nah, this person is. I'll pour into them just because it's something I can do. It's a gift, and you know, it comes back around to you in so many ways.
Even when you're like no longer my artist.
Just to be like, yo, dog, how you doing, and all of that, and especially as we grow up in life and in business and in whatever it is we're doing. It's easy to just like end up being isolated and whatever, but to actively maintain that, to go out of your way to maintain that, it's huge. It's a big thing, and I definitely have a role model in that, man, from you. So
that's deep, man. That's deep
for sure.
That's deep. I mean, man, the thing about it is I also like have my genuine like I genuinely want to see you progress. I genuinely want to see you like really get out there.
Love.
There are times where I felt like, I mean, there was a time where, I mean, when things were not working well, like when Excalibur was kind of, when you guys were shooting off with your careers,
Yeah.
it felt like I needed to step back a little bit and just let you guys breathe and run with what you guys are running with, you know, and then maybe come in at a time when you guys are maybe ready to listen in here and there. But also, I felt like perspective is very important. Yeah. So during that time when I was a little quiet, it was just like, yo, let me let these guys have their own perspective. Let me also deal with my own stuff as well. But other than that, man, I'm always on your case. I'm always on your case, just trying to check out. I think that's something I've also learned for leadership and stuff is just like, you can't just care about the gift you're interested in. You have to care about like the whole person. So I've learned that as well. Also building the gift. What I've realized over time, gifts are not as important as character. Character's huge, man. Characters. There are many gifted people who have very terrible character. Yeah. And that doesn't win in the long run. Like character's huge, man. And working on people's character is what you can do to kind of like, yo, man, you messing up here, man. Yo,
and like, that's definitely something I'm learning as well. When we're in XC, I mean, you were definitely in more of the leadership role, so you're having the bird's eye view of everything. I'm there in my corner working on my thing. But now since I'm running my side of things in my career, I'm having to play that role of leader as well. So now I'm seeing it's interesting seeing things from your side. Sometimes it's like when something would happen, all you can say is like, guys, don't worry about it. It will sort itself out. Sometimes you just have to say it because, like, look, there's a lot going on right now, guys. I can't exactly give you like, relax. It's messy, but it'll be fine. And just having to, you know, play that role and especially pick people. You know, it's like, okay, when you're putting a team together, picking them according to not just their gifting but their character, like you say, is like, it's a huge thing because it's like two different skill sets. I mean, I'm gonna continue. Can you just finish the first stuff? So like before, it's just me and my little. I'm working on this. This is what I'm doing. But now it's managerial. Like, okay, you please do this, and just it's not just managing gifts, you're managing emotions, energies, and things like that. So that is it's a skill set in itself. It's a lot. So at that time you didn't get it. Now you're kind of like getting it a bit more. And I guess maybe I didn't appreciate it. I mean, you don't appreciate it as like you see it and you're like, okay, great, it's necessary, that's what you're doing. But when you're doing it now, you're like, I can not just sympathize, I can empathize. I'm like, you know, I'm like, so it's not, you're not just dealing with your own energy, the things that, you know, your own strengths and weaknesses. You are bearing everyone else's. You are literally like, if something goes wrong, I'm responsible. I mean, you know, I remember those times. It also made it hard for me to like fully do every single thing at that time. It was my fault. I mean, I'm also realizing some faults I used to have back then. Was like, I wasn't very administrative, but I was really good with the creative and the direction side of stuff. And that hurts you when you have to administrate and also be creative at the same time. Assign administrative roles, give like all of that. Sometimes that hurts you. I mean, the biggest time I lost my cool, I don't know if do you remember me losing my cool? Okay, so there was remember, like, okay, so one of the various times was it? Various times. Okay, so the biggest time. Remember when V invited us to perform at his wedding. Remember that time? That was going to be the biggest thing. There was even newspapers that says Excalibur is set to perform at V's wedding. So we got the invite, we got everything sorted.
We just trying to set up. So the DJ, we have a DJ who's sorting out the music.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to have everything on lock, but we found out there was a lack of compatibility between the technology he had and what V was working with. V was working with more of analog. He was more digital.
Yeah. So we only found out when we got there.
We only found out when we got there, and it was out of town. It was on a Saturday. It was the evening. Shops were closed, and we had to put everything on a CD. And no one had a CD, and it was, a lot of things were riding on that performance because newspapers had already said it. We were excited about it. We were ready for it. We practiced, rehearsed, and everyone who's everywhere was there. Like the radio station people were there. These people who are not giving us a chance were there. These other people, had they heard us that time, it would have been a wrap.
Yeah,
and there's nothing. So I'm running around. I'm not I'm not telling nobody relax.
Yeah, and that was after us waiting the whole day
whole day to do it. And man, that was snap. I lost my cool. I was all over the place there because it was such a disappointment, and sure, man, like in hindsight, I don't know, man, if I would have I love V. I mean, he's like one of the coolest guys, but I'm like, in hindsight, it wasn't worth bugging about it. There's so many other opportunities that will come again. You understand? Snap, man.
Perspective is important.
Perspective, yeah. Perspective.
Important.
At that time, that was everything.
Put
it all on the line. Then from there, it's just
So
sure, yeah.
So then having to deal with your own, dealing with failure, not just on your behalf, but on behalf of everybody.
Yeah,
it must have been huge.
Yeah,
like a weight to kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it's that whole heavy is the head that wears the crown thing. Yeah. Man, that's nice, man. We're having this, you kind of understand.
Yeah, because it had to take all these years to get on board with that because when you're running something and some things don't go right, you experience that. Yeah, you experience that rock bottom. Yeah, but then after that you realize that it really isn't the end of the world. You're going to, like you're saying, there are more opportunities. You realize that this is just one, dude. Yeah. You're like, then you talk to the team and say, hey, look, this and this has happened. Sorry. It's been out of our control. Yeah. What are we doing next Tuesday?
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah. Man. I mean, we sometimes we profess we follow Jesus, then, to take control. Yeah, we did pray. Jesus, take control. And it happened how it happened, and it was crazy.
It's definitely a faith thing in that regard to understand that God doesn't make mistakes. That thing didn't work because it was that door closed because God closed it. Yeah, it might not make sense now. Yeah, I
mean, our egos would have been off the roof or whatever the thing is.
I don't know.
That would have probably led to something else. I mean, that's another thing where okay, if these guys tell me to take over or tell me to handle this, then I'm gonna handle this. I mean, in hindsight, V had invited us to another concert. Remember the UB one?
Wait, which one was the UB one?
There was a UB joint that was crazy.
Oh, the one at the back.
Oh, it was a BDP rally joint.
Oh, yes.
That was crazy.
I remember that.
So, just for context, I don't know, because people don't know. So, it was crazy because it was man. So, there were main list. There was V, Tim Distant, a few other guys, 4 guys that were the main. Then there was all these other guys that handed in their CDs to let's perform, all these UB guys, and they kind of had this similar template, whether it's a muchako or it's a straight up hip hop or R&B or kwaito track. They had this party vibe. Yeah. So guys jump on, they do 2 party vibe tracks, and other guys jump on, and then in between guys are talking their politics. Yeah. And from there, people were tired.
Yeah.
They didn't want any other artist but the main artist.
Yeah,
they were
like,
tired of
V.
everything.
Yeah.
Then the Christian guys are about to show up. And we were scared. We're like, no. These guys are about to now jump on. And we were like, also like, yo, man, these guys don't want anybody but V, but Tim Distance, and they don't want anyone else. And, you know, V's manager comes on and he's just like, yo, the next guys are dope. You guys gotta watch it. They're like, no, we don't want. So we were praying at the back, like, yo, God, you need to do something.
Yeah.
Hey man, I don't know what happened. I don't remember. Yeah. But I remember that they were chanting our song after that. Yeah. Like the whole crowd was chanting.
Jamanate, something like that. Yeah.
V's manager comes and daps us. People are dapping us at the back, like, yo, man, this is it. And I'm like, oh, man, when we tell God to take control, he just does it.
He just does, man. And it's a faith game. Like, what is it? Without faith, it is impossible to please God, man. So
dude, man.
A lot of these things, it's a faith game, bro. And yeah, it's only episodes that intense that could teach you a lesson that strong. So
yeah. So what about creatively? Anything like you've learned, like songwriting, anything that you like, okay, picked up, friendship?
Yes. We were talking a bit earlier off camera about the whole creative direction thing. Yeah. You know, the whole, we were going to have the, what is it, the radio theme series? Yeah. You know, started with, what is it, testing? Yeah. GPRS, the radio service. Yeah. Guys, just so this is a bit of trivia, the next album was going to be Wi-Fi. Yeah. That was great. So then, just looking at it from that bird's eye view, I definitely learned that. Yeah. And the idea of, I mean, I already had a bit of that, you know, coming with the first CD where I was just putting people together. Yeah. But, being in Excalibur and working on specifically the radio service, you know, having all these different characters and voices working together, you know, that experience is something it's one of my strengths till this day. So the things that I have as a producer that a lot of people don't, you know, and it came from that, and just how you were able to say, okay, no. I think just the way you put us together was brilliant. Yeah. Having OB next to Malcolm. They're both Mutswako guys, but they're very opposite. Yeah. You know. Cool.
One is like an introverted rap. The other guy's extroverted. He's
an extrovert and fun.
Yeah, that one's more intellectual, emotional type. Yeah.
But then Mukreste,
it's got another vibe to it.
And Tato is there, the singer. I'm there with this pop thing going on, and
sure, man.
Just that thing. It was like, oh, and it was a huge revelation for me. I didn't even know at the time until I start working with.
So what I've also noticed this with groups, like in hindsight, there's also this beautiful thing of within a group. There's always going to be seasons of somebody bringing ideas. So what the group is about at that season is more of who's kind of bringing in the vibe and the ideas. So between you and Malcolm, there were times where you guys were like, the Kwaito thing is coming in, or like, okay, let's ride with these. Then from there you come up with something like, okay, let's ride with these and stuff. So I think the most important thing I think I'm starting to realize about groups and stuff is just learning to welcome and work with ideas. I think one thing I want to thank you for is your openness to with some of these traditional ideas, some of these ideas that you are not used to say, okay, I'm gonna jump on this, let me see how it works. And it worked, and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna try this. And I think that's what the thing I always stress from the very beginning is like, guys, let's not give a box ourselves here. Let's try whatever works, you know. The thing I'm surprised about though was the reception to our creativity from the people.
Man, I think our golden era was probably 2012 to 2015. the chart, like the graph just did that.
Yeah.
It was like, especially I'm thinking about that morning that we did the walk.
Yeah.
Energy levels
That
have
was
never
crazy.
been like that.
That was crazy.
That
was crazy.
Y'all remember the walk?
The walk was crazy, man.
It was a lot, and just, there was just something in the air. I think it was just the melting pot of just perfect timing.
Yeah.
Theologically, everyone was just getting to a new height.
Yeah.
I know that the Paul washers were blowing up, Mark Driscoll's. The 116 guys were just here, and we were just, Jamanati was still hot, Tobeso was hot.
Nice, yeah.
We just linked up with A2J for that track.
Sure, man. Were you there when we were doing the track?
Yeah, I did. No, I wasn't there when you guys were recording it, but I got in later. I came and finished the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh man, that was also just a faith move and a push move altogether because things were not falling into place. I mean, we were trying to do this and this, but
I heard in the studio there was a lot going on.
That was
in the studio.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, but eventually it just came together. Like there's a lot of things that people hear the last end of it, but they don't hear the
process.
Yeah, sure, man. But I like always the contribution you did. Even that, like you added.
The Driscoll bit at the end.
Like can we add Driscoll bit at the end? Then I was like, but I think we're gonna have to ask for permission.
Yeah, then we did that.
Then I
it was okay.
emailed, and then they're like, "Yo, you can take this." God, that was the coolest thing.
That was mad.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
that was crazy, man.
Yeah, we did fun things.
Okay, so now, so creatively, now friendship wise, like how do you maintain friendship with somebody who you're kind of creating with? Like there's a lot of other aspects with it, like you're creating with this person, and what, like over and above, like now you're checking in from how's your life, how's this going, like how do you keep that whole thing balancing?
Man, I get, what I think there are levels to, like, this word friendship. There are definitely levels. There are the different levels of access. It's all in the spirit of just making sure you protect your energy, because I think even with Jesus he set the precedent for that, because what is it, the 70, then there's the 12, and then there's the 4, and then there's John. You know what I'm saying? So there are levels to this, so I definitely try to keep that as well. The business people, clients, people in the industry and whatnot I'm friendly with, they're cool, but then there are those ones who I'm checking on for real. We're checking like this. We're checking like, so what's good? How's your mom? How's everything? How's, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's important to make that distinction, because it is dangerous to have like everybody in your life, because like deep inside, because this thing of exchanging energies is very real. Like you'll be wondering why you're so stressed about something. It's because you're hanging out with so and so. You're just taking on the residual whatnot. So I think one thing that really helps to distinguish and keep a good thing going is alignment of visions. When you find someone who you're walking along the same path, at least for that particular season, my guy, go in, because you guys need each other. You know what I'm saying? You'll be like, hey, so as you're working, it's just going to come up, and it's to allow that and nurture it and cultivate it, to be like, hey, look, we're working on this thing. I can see today you're tired. Talk to me. What's up? And then it just makes the thing, it goes beyond the work. We're doing life. Because this is your mission, this is my mission. At the end of life, when we're dying, we will have helped each other to achieve the purpose. So yeah, man, just coming with that attitude, I think that helps me a lot.
Yeah, man, I want to ask you something.
What's up? Talk to me.
Sure. What hard work, sacrifice, the two things.
Yeah.
So, like, I've seen a situation. I don't know if I'm allowed to be candid and open. There was a time your mom's was in hospital, and it was fresh, and we had
and like the next day. Oh man, I remember that.
Yeah. I didn't know if you did have to do that, but you just said, let's go. Let's go. And we had to do a church appearance, and
yes,
like, man, what was going on in your mind?
What was it for again?
I think we had shout out CRC.
Yeah, it was CRC, but
there was a harvesting hype coming.
Oh yes.
So we kind of had to do like a little promo thing.
Promo for that. Yeah. Yes, and then I just mom wasn't well at all, so it was it was bad. Like But then I had to do that. I think for me, and it's definitely still. It's still a struggle, but I'm sure this is a struggle for probably everybody.
Yeah.
Where does your mission rank in terms of priority in life?
Come on now.
How deep is this for you?
Yeah.
And yeah, you're gonna have to, I think, as just not even just an artist, as a person, you honestly have to ask yourself, how high is this thing for me? Is it above my family? Is it above my spouse? You're gonna have to get those questions correct, because there are verses like where Jesus is saying, if you wouldn't give up your mom, your whatnot for me, then you're not worthy. Of this thing, you know what I'm saying? So I think, especially for just like a young man,
I mean, just to think, just clarifying your statement, because it's not, you're not saying you don't care about your mom.
Yeah, it's
your mom was at a stage where she was like, at that stage the doctors were handling it, and she was stable at that time. But you would have chosen to sit in the hospital room and just cry to God, or do whatever you wanted to do and be sad, or you had that season to say, look, but I still need to go out and do what I feel like I'm called to do, and leave this into God's hands. And you chose to, like, okay, I'm not gonna sit down and do nothing, but I'm gonna put aside all of this and just go do what I need to do. And God, like I prayed 2 minutes ago, you're gonna take care of this as well. A lot of people find it difficult to switch off for that soon in what had happened with your mom, like that. That's crazy. That's crazy. The ability to switch off that soon and just move on. That's the sacrifice.
For sure. And I think, man, in different ways, you will have to make versions of a decision like that. And man, it just depends. I'm not saying what I did was right or wrong. It's just simply a reflection of where you are at as a person. I think of it like being called to war. Like you could either go or out of loyalty to country or whatever cause you want or whatever, or you could say no, home is more important, and kind of dodge the call. You know what I'm saying?
So that's true.
It just depends on what your thing was. So for me at the time was like, of course they're my family, like, I love them, but the call and just like weighing it at the moment, I'm like, okay, look, this is going to take an hour or two. We've committed to it beforehand. doctors are handling it. I'm the one who's available to do this thing. So, okay, look, it's possible. Let's do this. So, yeah, I think just on a philosophical level for me, man, the mission has to, when I say mission, I mean what God has put you here to do in that particular season is so important. Like, I think of it like, Adam, had he kept to his mission, he would have been fine. But at that moment, he put his your family, whatnot, above. Just for that moment, you put it above. And it usually just takes a moment. All it takes is a moment for it to kind of slide. So I think that's the sacrifice of leadership. Yeah. You're going to have to stick to the mission.
That's a theme. That's a theme for today. Like, I didn't even know that's gonna happen, but yeah, it just came. So, hard work. One of the things that people don't know about you, like, you are probably one of the most hardest working artists, and you've been working hard since the big. Because you literally took the home computer. The rejected home computer, because everybody had laptops now, so they're like, you keep this one, take that, and you took that. You got the computer mic. You had the little thing. Molenza. You had the Molenza
pantyhose, bro.
The Molenza 2.0.
Yes.
You put the wire around that, and you started working on stuff and creating. Okay, what came first, the music or the beats? Like. Why did you start making? You said you started making beats because
I didn't have beats. I was like,
you wanted to rap, but
yes, I started rapping. And I'm like, okay, so
but I don't have beats.
So you can make beats. Great, let's start making beats then.
How long did it take you to start to a point where you're like, okay, this is not bad?
I think it didn't take me that long. Like I got in 2007 is when I first got Fruity Loops. Okay, like so this was Fruity Loops 3. Yeah. If you know, you know. I think by 2008 is when I was on stage June 16 performing my first single. They call me Stretch, man. Okay. They call me
Sure. So what, some nights, sleepless nights or what?
Yeah, and it wasn't even like forced or anything. Yeah. Like, y'all who know what obsession feels like. Okay. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. It just starts happening. Your body just goes on autopilot. You're like, okay. Yeah, the times I'll just come home from a long day of school. Like I'm talking, we went there at 7 a.m. I'm back. It's like 6 p.m. Yeah. And then I just turn on the computer. Yeah. And just open the thing. Yeah. 1, 2, whoop-de-doo. It's 11 p.m. Yeah. Like, where'd all the time go? I was just doing my thing. Yeah. So it just the passion and the intrigue and the curiosity just was straight up pure fuel for that. So yeah. Snap, man. Yeah, man. Sure. It's crazy.
So so you're saying that it comes from a point it's like passion. Yeah, that drives you to work hard. So at that time, it doesn't seem like work.
Yeah, look, at that time there was a very childlike awe, in making music. Like, because I was like, wow, just discovering sounds and just like my body would have these reactions. I remember there's that song, was it Praise Forever? The song, and that thing literally took me years to produce. Yeah, because I think I started in 2008. The final version was done in 2013. Yeah. Maybe 12. But all that time, I think maybe the whole of 2009, I'll just get on. It was part of the warming up routine. Yeah. Get to the computer, switch that beat on, and loop it for 30 minutes, just listening to the same instrument because it just sounded so good I would not progress. Yeah. I just listened to the same thing. The same unfinished thing, and just maybe 3 months add one more thing, 6 months add one more thing, because I still had that childlike kind of thing, and that fueled the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So
I get you, man. Some of that is still in me, right? Like sometimes I'll just be chanting something. out of the blue.
Yes.
Like I would say something to my wife, then I'm like, okay, that
was catchy.
That was catchy, and keep saying it.
Exactly, and I think maintaining that is definitely the key. Like to doing it now, because on the other side of it, right now, what I have that I didn't have then is technical prowess.
Yeah,
but it will all be for naught if I don't maintain that childlike awe of just making music that makes me feel a certain way. And a lot of artists lose that because we're navigating corporate etiquette and business, whatever. It's just making sure you don't lose that, bro.
Sure. I can imagine that. That's crazy, man. So so style, fashion, that thing got picked up in like in the recent years. Did somebody come to you and say, yo, you can do fashion or whatnot? What happened there?
I think that was just some kind of evolution. Y'all can't see this off camera, but there's like a painting that we had and I commented how years ago, I saw this in 2012 for the first time. When we started years ago.
I think it was 13.
Somewhere like that. It was just like something with paint on it back then. But now I'm seeing, we had an art piece. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just something that I had to grow into, because like I said, I started off as a rapper, grew into the producer thing, grew into an engineer thing, grew into a performance artist thing, because then the keyboard and whatnot got picked up, and then now it's naturally growing into the aesthetics now accompanying the whole thing. Oh, what do you look like? Oh, you have a unique look. Oh, you're 6'4". You can fashion is all about just visually striking things. What about art? And then all of this stuff, and it's just a bit of a natural progression, evolution. Music tells stories. Why don't we write a book? So things like that, it's just a natural expansion into new territory.
Where do you get the time to write books, man? Because
man, I'll tell you, lockdown helped. Lockdown definitely.
I haven't gotten around. I downloaded it, but I never got around to reading it.
It's that one is great. I still have one of the joys of that is since it's something, it's a new territory. There's that same childlike awe that I keep talking about.
So you write them more now?
Oh yeah, after doing this one, I have day-long conversations with readers about the characters and stuff like that. It's like a whole, it's amazing.
So the people that read it are coming back to you.
Yes, they'll come back and just like, and we'll talk,
break down
and talk and be like, yo, so that I had a conversation with a friend who's a special needs teacher. And one of the characters has a form of dyslexia, and this is the 13th century. So then she's like, yo, now after reading this book, relating it to this thing in my class, I'm just learning about the systematic, teaching scope of this thing, and you just brought that out in this character, and I thought that was very interesting. And we're just having just expanding into a whole new realm of ideas and topics and stuff like that. So it's great. It's insane. So
dude, man, now making me wanna. So what I'll do is I'll do that I'll do that voice reader thing. Then lay back, because I won't be able to sit down and read it.
Audio books. That's crazy.
If you can do the audio version, which you can, please do.
Yes.
Please do. Please do.
Another thing to expand into, man.
Dude, man. Crazy. So I think this is it. We've been talking for like almost an hour.
This is like an hour?
It feels like nothing, man.
Free, dog. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got
like
this
nothing.
game for free, y'all.
Y'all got some game for free. So do me a solid. Like, comment, please. engage, subscribe, share with a friend. Be like, yo, remember those guys that used to do that? They're all grown now, or whatever the story is. Y'all can share that. Like, oh, remember we thought they were beefing and a little bit of Yeah, please, like, let me just, like that whole thing. Wow. Do that. But if you found this beneficial and whatnot, please let us know. We can do another one if you want us to do any specific thing. You're up for doing something?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So we can do another specific thing.
Like,
so yeah.
Peace. One love, y'all.
Peace. Okay, so let's do that.